My name is Jim Halbeisen. I'm Director of Research for Growers Mineral Corp. And at our annual meeting this year, we are doing podcasts with several of our district managers from various areas of the country. And they're talking about their own farm operations and their customers' farm operations. And then they're going to talk a little bit about what they see in agriculture, so you'll know where these guys are from and kind of get an idea of what's going on. So Marty, why don't you lead us off? Tell us something about your operation and about your customers and where you're located.
I'm located in southwest Indiana. That's about an hour from the Ohio River, just a little bit northeast of Evansville. Got a cow-calf operation of my own. I direct market all of my beef directly to customers off the farm. I grass finish all of my cows. I don't feed grain at all. I don't medicate, don't vaccinate, don't use veterinarians, and have got far less health problems now with the growers program than we had years ago. My dad brings that up once in a while. It's kind of nice to have him around yet. He's 84 years old now, but he's still out there kicking, still moving cattle for me. I got him on rotational grazing, and he's always out there on the gator moving things around. Once in a while, he'll just come up and say, hey, we haven't had a problem with pink eye in quite some time. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right, we didn't. Excellent. But customer base and a lot of row croppers, a lot of livestock's pretty concentrated in my area. We've got turkey guys, chickens, laying hens, roasters, you name it. But row croppers are the main guys that I'm working with. I got a good peach customer that has educated me a lot on peaches and what growers can do for you, and frost protection and keeping them blossoms from getting frozen late season freeze.
We've had several articles in our solution about that particular operation, and actually our 25 calendar, the picture in January is from his operation or his daughter's operation. You want to expand on him a little bit, that'd be great.
He came to us at the Farm Machinery Show in Louisville. I had spoken to his father years ago and talked to him about growers, and right away his father said, a peach tree has a waxy leaf and you cannot get anything in through the leaf. And Jim kind of rolled his eyes when I told him that, and he's like, yeah, that was my dad. But he got on board with us, and that first season, he had about half the rate that I would have liked to have seen him have, but went through a 23 degree, or around 23 degrees for almost a 12-hour duration, 2 days in a row. And he said it should have been toast. There should not have been anything there. And the next day, he was a pretty grumpy guy to talk to, but a couple days later, he started saying, hey, I'm still seeing some good buds out here. And he took a full crop off of there that year. And
excellent.
He ain't looked back since. He said he's a grower's customer for life.
That's what we like to hear. So, Jerry, I'm going to open up with you, and you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're at.
Yeah, I'm from central Missouri, down in the Ozarks of Missouri. We have some very rough soil to work with. The joke in our area is our topsoil is like one stone upon the other. So that's the kind of soil that we have to deal with. Sure. We do have customers scattered from some in southern Illinois all the way into Missouri, some in Kansas, eastern Kansas. So, we hit a broad range of people. We've got some with grapes, taking a freeze, like Marty said. They take a freeze quite well and still have a crop left over at the end of the season. So we do see a lot of that happening. We've also got greenhouse growers. Here at the annual meeting, they've been talking about this greenhouse. It's using fish fertilizer with very little fertilizer in it, and it's amazing what can happen when you get into those situations, because when you get your base saturation of calcium where it needs to be, an available source of calcium, we went to the grow pots, added calcium and biochar, if you will, and have used very little growers and have extended their shelf life over double. Good. Just by doing those couple things together. Sure. You're going to ask me about biochar. The biochar that needs to be used is a biochar that's created in a vacuum environment. You need to know what the feedstock is, which needs to be a wood-based biochar, and created in a very high heat situation. We need to see it well above 1200 degrees when it's made, so all the organic molecules get burned off, so we don't have any of that left over. Now we have a high carbon product as biochar. Going a little deeper, we need to see it at about 80% carbon, and we like to have close to 1,000 parts per million of active carbon when we take it to a test lab.
Gotcha.
So biochar is very helpful used correctly, but coupled together with the growers program, we can take things to a completely new level that we haven't seen before.
When I was interviewing Daniel Weaver, he was talking a little bit about aragonite, and I know you've kind of messed around with aragonite. Can you chat a little bit about that with us?
Yeah, so aragonite is a very available source of calcium. There's El Cheapos out there just like there is in any business. Aragonite's a negative charge calcium, works very well, and it's all plant available. We also, the one that I've tinkered with is mined out of the ocean. So it's a renewable source. It's grown from the microbiome in the ocean, and being it's a negative charge, it's 100% available to what we have, and a 40% base saturation of what we're using. So yes, that has worked out very well for us in a lot of different applications.
When you're doing the biochar, do you affect your calcium levels at all? Or are you still looking at the same kind of calcium level we're running now?
We actually have aligned with the company that we get the aragonite from has aligned 100% with growers on saying that calcium is the key to moving everything that we need.
Sure.
So they have tinkered with biochar, have a lot of biochar use. So no, we do not back down on calcium levels at all. In fact, that's very crucial.
Yeah, no,
So-
that's the key element.
That's
And-
right.
And there are more and more people coming to the forefront on that.
That's right.
Hey, Marty, one thing in the calendar, the pictures of Jim's daughter's flowers. Chat a little bit about those flowers and what's going on there with Jim sneaking in there and foliar feeding them.
Yeah, she decided she wanted to do flowers, and he encouraged her to doing that, but she was getting her new growth started in the greenhouse, and he walked by and happened to see some white color on top of the soil, and he knew what that was, so without her knowing, he walked in and he gave it a little shot of what he uses for fungicide or fungus control, but he included some growers in that, and she noticed a quick turnaround, and it went on from there. She didn't stop using it after that, so she's got flowers going into numerous different flower shops and funeral homes and those kinds of things now, and she's built quite a reputation already in the quality and how long those flowers last after they get them out in a vase.
No, here at the annual meeting, we've had several guys that have talked about, going outside the row crop industry and affecting things with quality can be quite impressive, and I think that pretty well speaks to that, in my opinion. So, but the peaches have been an excellent thing for us to look at, I'll tell you.
Well, and just like Jerry mentioned, the shelf life and the quality, some of the early peaches they said he called them junk peaches because they were the clean. He used to throw away almost 80% and said now he's marketing 90%.
I love it. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
This podcast has been brought to you by Growers Mineral. Please visit growersmineral.com.